First off, shout out to the CIA, you confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, you feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. If you can see by the title, we're about to do some shit. Black power. Black men need a new pro-black. This was supposed to be done last week. I never got a chance to do it. Black History Month is over, but this is the video I wanted to do. First off, moderators, understand, anybody coming in here, this is not a shot at pro-blacks, B1, any kind of pro-black movement. This is not a shot at anybody. This is not a shot at anybody. This is not a shot at anybody. Because it is a title. It is a title, and if just like I was on O'Shea's show yesterday, and we were talking about how the YouTube algorithm works. How the YouTube algorithm works. It works on titles. So you need to have titles right. So, as we get into this topic, everybody do me a favor, put your hands in the air. Let me know if you're a man. If you're a black man, raise your hand. If you're a black man, raise your hand. Put a 1 in the chat room. I need to know if black men, I need to see how many black men are in the house. Need to know, need to know, need to know, need to know. All right, that's clicking. That's going on. And this will round out, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Addressing race directly. Last time I'm going to really do it on the channel. If I do address it, it'll be just a pass because my channel is not about, I'm an image consultant. But this is something I'm doing because I want brothers to hear this from me. Something I want brothers to hear from me. Every other group in this country, every other race in this country has a power broker class. Power broker class. Black men, we don't have it. Black community, we don't have power brokers. Let's define what I'm talking about. Power brokers. A person who directly or deliberately affects the distribution of political or economic power by exerting influence or by intrigue. That is a power broker. Now, every other race has this. The black community does not have this in black men. And as you see, we've talked about how often black men end up just getting destroyed in the public. You have a power broker class. What we do have is we have power players or rich blacks. I don't want to say they're power players. I don't want to mix the terms. We have rich blacks like Snoop Dogg. Snoop is a rich black man, but that's not a power broker. He couldn't even speak his mind without having to go and do his apology tour and kowtow to the powerful establishments. Like it or not, the Tea Party was able to grab power with a small faction of people. The Tea Party was able to seize political power. The LGBT community was able to do similar. The Jewish community was able to do similar. Black women have a power base. Black men, none. So we're going to talk about what we need. We're going to talk about what we have and possibly some suggestions of how to get there. Anytime you look at power brokers, they tend to be the elders of the community. Black people, black men, we got OGs. We call them OGs. That's a street term. We don't have power brokers. We don't have older black men in a position to be able to exert power on your behalf. Now, on Netflix, there's a show called The Black Godfather, Clarence Avant. Go check that story out. That man says, I don't have problems. I got friends. He's a power broker in his sector. See, If the closest thing we are going to be able to pull for real power brokers is going to be in athletics and entertainment, but that is limited. My suggestion, and shout out to who did I hear actually say this? And this is a concept that's been floating around. This is not my original idea. I'm going to expand upon it, but this is not my original idea. So do me a favor. Let's hit the like button. There are 147 people in here, only 60 likes. Black men, you want black women to respect you? What do you hear? I don't want to hear whether or not they should just because it's in their nature and all this other stuff. Look, it's a hell of a lot harder to argue with a black man if he's standing in front of his 60-story building. It's a hell of a lot harder to disrespect the black male image if we actually are participating heavily in this capitalistic system. And that's what we're going to have to do. If we're going to want to be taken seriously as men, we're going to need to play this game of power. We covered this a little bit on O'Shea's channel, but I figured, I was like, let me go ahead and just do this video. The game of power. Power is not given. You don't march for power. You don't speak for power. Power is taken. And in this country, money is power. But money in the individual hands of individual black men, we already got that in athletics and entertainment. What we are missing in the black community is a business class. We're missing a powerful group that represents non-athletes and entertainers. We can't relate to those people. They're my clients. They don't live nothing like the middle class and upper middle class and rich people. They live a different life. It's Hollywood. So how do we get that? Suggestion. I said it last week. Black men, you need to go into sales. Corporate sales. There was a time when you would think about the police department in this country and you would associate it with the Irish. There was a time when you would think about the fire department, you would associate it with Italians. Think about banking, Jews. Black men, sales. Why sales? Well, let's see. I could go into the deep psychology of it, but I don't really. Brothers love personal expression. Brothers love freedom. Brothers love autonomy. And brothers want to be respected and want to be needed. Well, guess what? Going into work for a company and being in the sales department, you're the first people hired, you're the last people fired. You make the most and you're the most integral to any organization. And when you separate yourself from the pack, you are like the hottest free agent on the market. Go to college, get your communications degree, and then go get into corporate sales somewhere. And then put in the damn work. Let companies fight over you. Go work for a big company, get a big company's name on your resume, then go work for a smaller company making 3 times as much, then go start your own stuff, and then actually build it up and go sell to the very people that you sold to at the big company and the smaller company for yourself. And hire a staff. Because right now, a bunch of rich black men, we're not vertically, we're horizontal. We got a lot of rich black men, but we have no vertical organizations. I'm going to be on the planet for another 50 years. Time is short. Go try to build a black Procter & Gamble if you want to, a black Bank of America if you want to. You got a couple, we're 200 some odd years behind. Like it or not, it's going to require you, and if you want to be taken seriously, this is one of the quickest ways you can still feel. Working in sales is the closest you will get to being an entrepreneur and having the kind of freedom most guys want and having the income. And guess what? It also gives you massive leverage because when you're powerful, when you are a great salesperson, you can move companies. Think about salespeople as like franchise quarterbacks. How many teams we have in the NFL? 32? But how many Tom Brady's? How many franchise quarterbacks around? 6? Black men need a new pro-black? Yeah, we need new professional blacks. Power brokers. Salespeople are power players. Power brokers are the people who decide to leave corporate America or have experience in corporate America to start leveraging themselves in the political arena. Talking about all the tax break these companies get, such and so forth. Well, guess what? Power brokers understand the business side and the political side. Thank you. The business side and the political side. But it's really difficult to be a young man and be a power broker. You don't have enough gravitas. You may be very intelligent. You may be very hardworking, but you're still too damn young. No one takes young men seriously in mass. I don't care about Mark Zuckerberg. That doesn't disprove the rule. And we are missing OGs. OG, that term is not really used outside of Black America. We don't have a black business class. Well, sales is going to be one of the quickest, most profitable, one of the ways to integrate into all of the power structures in this country. And black men, you have an innate, and black men, we already pride ourselves on game style, mouthpiece, and all this other stuff. Might as well make it worth your while. Might as well make a lot of money at it and also become a person of consequence. Power brokers everybody does not need to be a power broker. Everybody can't be the alpha dog. Everybody cannot be the lion. And like I asked the question the other day on O'Shea Show, do you want to be one of one, or would you rather be your own CEO? I mean, the question got asked, well, why do black men not do this? Well, because most black men would rather be in charge of their own company than being fourth in charge of the vertical organization. I'm not worried about that. I can't fight that problem. But if we don't go vertical, we're food. We're employees. So we can integrate into sales, B2B, business to business sales is a ticket for a lot of black men. But you can start out B2C. B2C, business to consumer. But that is not the way to get rich, and it's not the way to get vertically integrated. B2C is a step above retail. Call centers are not a long-term. You have to be outside salespeople. Go look in the average call center and it's littered with black and brown faces. Go look at the same company and their outside sales force is white. Selling the same products and services to the same market. On the phone, you're making 50%. You're making 40 to 50% of what the outside salesperson is making. Don't believe it? When I worked at MCI, I'll tell you. Base salary at MCI when I worked there, what was it? It was $13 an hour was the base salary. $26,000 a year. Selling long distance from New York to California, business to business. Now I made 6 figures on the job. And in my first 6 months there, I cracked 6 figures. But you know what? But guess what? They closed the call center down because call centers will always get open and closed, shut down because it is a sweatshop. But when I went outside sales, it went from a floor of 500 people to a crew of 28. That means, do the math, 472 jobs, there were only 28 jobs and they were all white faces. Guess what? My base salary was $40,000. So that's what, a 50% increase? And I wasn't selling from New York to California. I wasn't on the phone making hundreds of calls a day and running down to the cafeteria. Nope, I got a $500 a month car allowance. Yes, a car allowance to pay. So it paid for my car note and my insurance. I had when I started out, a $750 a month expense account that I had to spend. They pay for your cell phone, your internet connection. So just on top of the salary, $500 car allowance. and roughly another $300 to $400 in essentials, almost another $1,000 in allowances. Oh, before the expense account, around $2,000. Tack that 20. That's $24,000 a year out of that I didn't have to spend. Taking a client out to Ruth Chris, Smith and Walensky, whatever, golf, cigars, whatever, all the stuff that you never will do on the call center while you're in there worrying about who's fucking who. I'm outside in the suit, shirt, and tie. Let's go to the men's club. Let's go to the lodge. Yeah, those are the strip clubs I would take my white clients to. It's right. And I would see some of the very people that I was in the call center with, and guess what? They hadn't moved up, hadn't done anything. And I had actually been promoted 2 or 3 levels. So here's the thing. Go into sales, business to business, not business to consumer, not retail. Leave that for the women. No offense, ladies, but you need to be competitive, driven, and aggressive to be a top salesperson. Top salespeople are typically not women. You rank too high in agreeableness. Not an insult against you, ladies. Understand. But black men being in sales will also let you know the truth. Forget all this talking. See, there's a lot of talking shit that happens with black men. We talk a lot of shit, but we don't take shit. Like I said, we can snap, we can roast, we can cook, we can do all this other stuff, but can you fucking produce? Month in, month out, week in, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. That quota never changes. You gotta produce, you gotta produce, you gotta produce, you gotta produce, you gotta produce. And every month you see where you rank. There is no, well, my dick is bigger, I got more game, I got more. No, motherfucker, there's stack rankings. See, black men, we got to get into the numbers. Even like I said yesterday on YouTube, I started talking about why black YouTube and with men is lagging behind. Look at the quality of the content. It's regressed. It's a bunch of lazy live streaming. A bunch of lazy fucking live streaming. And I'm doing it right now. But I also make my we have to get out and compete. But while I live stream, shout out to O'Shea, he live streams. Shout out to Steph Cole. He mentioned Steph Cole. But most people don't understand what makes YouTube work. O'Shea understands it. I know he understands it. I know I understand it. It's the analytics. And oftentimes when you talk to black male content creators, it's like talking to a third grader because like, what is all this shit? You on a platform and you don't know how this shit works? Your problem. That's why you're getting lapped. That's why we're getting lapped. That's why it's the last broadcast I'm going to be talking about this, because guess what? As soon as I put black men in the title, YouTube said no money. This video is automatically limited just because I'm talking to you. Black man. They don't even want me talking about it. As soon as I put that up, there's a piss yellow symbol says limited or no ads. Think I'm lying? I did a video saying, can black men do business? The middle of the day. Can black men do business in the middle of the day? And guess what? Restricted. Restricted. And it came back as a review. It came back as a review. It said, oh, yeah, we confirm what is it. I'm not going to show you my back office, but I will show you. What does it say? When I just talked to black men about doing business. Yeah, see, I tell you, it's limited already. Limited, not suitable for... This video is running limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. That's you, black man. That's you. Yeah, that's you. And when I came back and asked, can black men do business? It was not suitable for most advertisers. And then someone looked at the video, because I have enough subscribers where I get actual people looking at them. And they said, oh, no, we confirmed that. We don't want none of that. So, when the people talk about you black YouTubers and always asking for money and donations, well, guess what? If YouTube ain't going to pay us to do it, they already say we don't want our advertiser dollars going that way. Advertisers don't want it. If you want somebody to talk to you, you're going to have to either foot the bill. But guess what we do when black men start talking about business and money? Well, all of a sudden shit gets real. Pockets get tight. Then just like yesterday, when the words scam and fraud and all that, go watch the video last night. But black men don't know how to do business. And guess what? Going to work in business to business sales will put you inside of companies and you will learn the language and learn something that we just don't know. There is a high level game being played right outside and we are ill equipped for it. But we can get in it, but we have to get in it and produce. See, I'm good with the competition. I'm good with putting black men in having, okay, all right, you better than me? All right, show your work. Every month you got to show your work. You can't take a month off. You don't wait for an annual review. All right. Sales, business to business sales can be a power broker business class for black people. You have power and position inside of organizations to make moves on your behalf. They also are beholden to you when it's time to get promoted. You need to take those spots and then hire more faces like you. When I was a salesperson in telecommunications, I've told this story before, I was the number 2 salesperson. And when it was time to be promoted, they said, hold up, we don't have time. And no, and I went in there and I did exactly what my non-black I did with my white counterparts. So no, we got a contract. It's my time. I don't care. Give me my shit. And I got it. It cost the company $40,000 to relocate me to New York. I was in a hotel for 32 days at $300 a night. I had a $5,000 relocation bonus. Because they botched it, I blew that in a week. And I said, here's the deal. Either you want me in New York or you don't. And if you do, here's what it's going to cost. You got to pay the Marriott for that 30 days. That's what it has to be. And that $5,000, that wouldn't even pay for my moving van. It was going to cost me $2,500 a month for an apartment. They want first month, last month, and 2 months security deposit because I'd never rented there. I contacted the CEO. I said, it is going to cost $12,500 for me to have a place to live. I will take the $5,000 and ship my stuff up here. What do you want to do? Because if you don't want to pay the bill, I'll be back in Dallas by the end of the week. You know what they did? They cut the fucking check. $17,000, almost $20,000. I was supposed to have 5. But guess what? I had clout because I fucking produced. It didn't matter that I was a black man. It mattered because they said, we want that nigga up there selling for us. Because if we send him up there and we fuck him over, he's coming back. And they had already recruited me away from their competitor. They knew good and goddamn well if I came back to Dallas, I wasn't going to be there long. And I was going to start, just like the competitor they recruited me from, I was going to actually go after them when I got a job with their competitor. Because their competitors were always on the phone trying to recruit me. So what do you think? You want to have somebody you know should be promoted, but you fucked over him. You didn't want to pay the cost to get him where you needed him. Then he has to come back. You think that person is, yeah. So what they do? They made me fucking happy. They had my stuff moved up there. They wrapped everything. Fuck. I don't know if you've ever had a professional moving company instead of this boxing and shit we do. When you have a professional movers come in and professional packers, they'll even pack this. Yep, bubble wrap. Individual, because they get paid by the piece. I didn't give a fuck. I just called up the moving company and said, bill it to this company. Power, gentlemen. More stock, more money. Now, I worked in an industry that imploded, but I still saw what happened. And when I moved into that management spot, I had 8 jobs to hire for. 7 of the 8 were black men. And I actually had my white counterparts. White managers asked me, hey, Kevin, hey, got a quick question for you. Why'd you hire all black people? I said, what do you mean? Yeah, I just noticed them, 7 out of 8 of your people are black. I'm like, well, same reason you hired all white people. See, they didn't see the fact that they had all white people, but they saw the fact that you had a cocky, confident black man with results who came up there to show them how to do it. And guess what? I kicked their fucking ass. I went from having the 2nd worst team in the nation to best in the office and 7th in the country. Kicked their fucking ass. Never lived in New York a day in my life. When you can produce, you can make demands. But you don't get rest on your laurels. You don't just be a high-paid salesperson. You keep moving. You move up to district manager. You move up to regional manager. You move up to director. You move up to VP. Go start your own shit. See, that's the things black men need to learn, and you can learn that in a career in sales. But guess what? From that point on, you got money. You got connections with all these companies you're selling with. That power can translate into becoming a power broker. Oh, but let's back up. What if you're a black man and you don't necessarily like corporate sales? You're not a white collar guy. You want to be a blue collar. Then we need power production. Power production. You're a truck driver. Then you need to have a logistics company. We're in the gig economy. Driving for one individual contract will not do. Put in the work. Get your truck. Take some of the profit back. Go buy another truck. Lease it to somebody else. Rinse, wash, and repeat. Get you a fleet of trucks and hire a fleet of drivers. Go get some government contract, get some regional contracts. Everybody's not blue collar, everybody's not white collar, but you cannot just be a power producer. You can't just be a producer. You need to make companies, blue collar companies, plumber, electrician, HVAC technicians, logistics, whatever. But what we can't do is have black men continue to be barbers, photographers, a bunch of soft skills. I mean, a bunch of soft things. We need hard skills, shit you can put on a resume, certifications and degrees, and then produce. Power production, power players, that's salespeople, then power brokers. Out of the blue collar or the white collar, the older men, the OGs who own the companies, whether they're blue collar or white collar, can start being influential in local, city, state, and national, city and state politics. Forget national. If you own a roofing company in Atlanta and you employ 50 people, the mayor knows your business. If you only own one place, no one knows you. So yeah, we need a new pro-black, a new professional black class. Now here's the funny thing. I'm doing all this talking. I'm getting a bunch of high fives. Well, we've had 2 whole donations of $12. See, if I was over here snapping, roasting, cooking, and all that other kind of shit, oh man, yeah. But when we start talking about real shit, you don't think black women see black men talking to black men about business? 320 people watching. We've had 2 people donate. And those are the same 2. I already told you YouTube doesn't pay for this stream. And I got shit to do. So apparently, here's what I see from black men. You like being talked to. You like having your ears tickled. But when it comes right down to doing the work or supporting your own interest, you say you want someone else to do it. I should not have to say this every damn time. I represent you, and look how you represent us. Appreciate it, Ramil. I need to holler at you, brother. I need to holler at you. Let me go ahead and mod you up. I need your email address. I was thinking about that the other day. See, let me go ahead and tell you, my job is to find brothers like Ramil and tell him all the shit I learned in white collar corporate America. Ooh, the other stream I got to do this follow-up stream tonight too. And it has nothing to do with you, Ramil. It just reminded me how 1 in 3 black men has some sort of record. And we have this thing that we think that keeps us out. Man, I work with a lot of white men that were heroin addicts and alcoholics and had DUIs and felonies. Felonies don't keep you out. Got to talk about that. Felonies are not a deterrent, especially if you're a salesperson, because you're a fucking producer. See, it's my job to actually go out and take all that ha-ha, he-he, ha-ha, and come back and put other guys up on game, and we all go out and get what we get. That's the part of being an OG. And one of the things I hate on black YouTube is a lot of black men my age talk to young men so fucking stupid. Look here, young man. I was up, man. Anyway, we don't need to be talking to young men like that. I don't have problems with younger men on YouTube like that. Why? I have fucking results. I don't have to tell them about who I am. I can just show them. Really, we don't need to be pulling rank on old younger men. What we need to be doing is showing the work. Men respect results. But you know why we have that as OGs? Because we ain't done what the fuck we should have done. I said it yesterday.
Great stream.
We only in one. I said it yesterday, Information Man. In the early 90s, we took our eye off the ball, and then we talk about the ghettoification of Black America. That happened on our watch. We didn't go to World War II. We didn't go to Normandy. This is our D-Day. What we gonna do, Generation X? Because we don't just get to sit up on a mountain and proselytize to young men, and we ain't got shit to show for it. Seriously. You don't just get to say, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, and the motherfucker's like, you didn't have the same job for 30 years. What the fuck, you just older? I grew up and said ain't no fool like an old fool. I think it's disturbing to see young men huddled over together trying to figure it out when we got older men and sitting around arguing with young men. We're supposed to be the power brokers, OGs. I'm not an OG. That's a status that must be fucking earned. And you don't earn it with shit talking. You earn it with a resume. And here's the reality. It don't matter what you think of your work. It don't matter what I think of my work. If you think what you've done and I think what I've done is great, cool. But the market gets to decide. And that's a problem. Because every other group of men can deal with that reality. Black men, we got a problem with it. We don't want to be judged according to the market. Why? Because we don't produce according to the fucking market. We're underproducers. In general, we don't want to do it. Why does black male media not exist? Why is black male YouTube going backwards in quality? 80 to 85% of your videos on YouTube should be pre-recorded videos, not fucking live streams. Because we're not doing it as a business. It's just a side thing. But bottom line, it represents black male image. I didn't say O'Shea was a genius to kiss his ass. I look at the moves he's made. We have all the talent, but we got to put it together. If we want a new pro-black movement, if we want new pro-black, we need to be professional black. How do I say life happens out there? Suit Saturdays and this and that. A lot of times guys are like, are you trying to be bougie? You trying to be uppity? No. I know what black men are capable of. But they can't paint us in something that we won't own. Now you tell me the downside of going to young black men in junior high and high school and saying, you're going to go to college to a predominantly white institution. And you're going to go to school in marketing. And you're going to go join Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi Beta Sigma, or RJ Iota, or Iota. I don't remember Iota. I don't want to misname it. But you're also going to become friends with the Kappa Alphas, the Beta. You're going to also become friends with guys in white fraternities. You're going to go to white fraternity parties. You're going to join National Society of Black Engineers, but you're also going to make sure you join the local accounting fraternities. If you go to a predominantly white institution, and you're going to actually learn the dean, you're going to actually interact with these people. You can still be president of the Black Student Union, but you still interact with these people because these are the people you're going to be working with in the world. And they move differently, speak differently. There's a different culture. And you want to learn at the university. You don't want to learn on the job while you're out there competing because no one's going to give you an advantage. They want you to fuck up. They want you to make mistakes because you fuck up and you make mistakes, they can get over you. You're their competition. Learn how to get along with Lee Whitley Whitehead, my roommate, who's a Lambda Chi Alpha. And I learned a lot from Lee Whitley Whitehead, a lot of shit that will never hit YouTube. And when I'm a noob, but I still went around a lot of white fraternities and I watched how they did it. That's why the Kappas ended up getting the house. And like it or not, we were very respected for a small organization. At the height of my chapter, we had no more than 9 members, but we had the highest GPA of any fraternity or sorority on the yard other than Phi Beta Kappa. We were accountants, engineers, law students. We threw the dopest parties, and we were smart. We took care of business. So what happened? When young men hit the yard, they're like, man, I want to be like that. Give them something to look to. Women, oh, I want to be like that. And I would see friends who were alphas or this or that. But look, man, we have dropped the ball. We can still pick it up. What are we going to do with it? Because this isn't mine. Yeah, racism will forever exist. It is a human condition to look for differences. We've evolved that way. This could become to a point to where anti-Semitism exists. Homophobia exists too. But you make yourself powerful enough to where it doesn't affect you. And I guarantee you this.
We're not on watch collectively like we're supposed to be.
I'll tell you this. If you become power salespeople in these organizations working for Fortune 100, 500, Fortune 500, large organizations, regional organizations, let something happen to black men. If you decide to pull a Montgomery boycott, call up the local 100 black men chapters. Oh, we had a Trayvon Martin incident. Okay, all of a sudden, you want to see the power? Black men not go to work for 3 days. Production in a company hits the stock market. What are we doing? We're gonna actually organize a black labor strike of salespeople. Of salespeople. Now you got power. Salespeople don't show up. When you're a top performing salesperson, you don't show up for 1 day. You're motherfucking. I didn't show up. I was late to work. My manager, my director. Hey, Kevin, where you at? Hey, what's going on? They just hope you keep coming back because everybody wants you. The company you work for has to keep you happy because the competition is like, ooh, just fuck up. Ooh, fuck up. Ooh, just let him. Ooh, always dangling the carrot. They sending emissaries over to you. I mean, man, anyway, boy, please. Blue collar, similar way. Different environment, but you have the power of utility, of actual tangible stuff. There's a major construction project going on, and all of a sudden, black contractors who have a substantial stake in all of a sudden people just start getting sick. That was the power of union. Go study the Teamsters and the power Jimmy Hoffa had. He had more power than presidents because he controlled the means of, go study. Power production, power players, power brokers. To start, the reason black people could do something in the 60s with the civil rights is because the companies ran on black labor. The Montgomery bus boycott was effective because black people rode the buses. We all been talking about, well, we're being replaced by Hispanics. Why? Because you have not improved. You're still unskilled labor. Guess what? You're the most expensive, least needed part in a capitalistic society. It's your fucking problem. Become valuable.
I won the court competition as a first-year law student, becoming the only black student to defeat every student in my class. Also in the process of showing black excellence. Love from SA.
Shout out. That's what I'm talking about. Become powerful. If you're going to work for somebody, you need to become critical. So when you start going, I mean, like I've asked, how many times you've gone into a job and you just take the salary? You're not negotiating your starting salary. You're not negotiating your benefits. I have never, I don't say never. I didn't negotiate my starting salary at MCI when I went into telecom. But after that, every position I've ever gone into, when I found out that there's a salary range for every job title, I asked, how do you get to the top of the salary range? It's not always just salary. Maybe the salary's capped, but like what I showed you when I moved to New York, they end up giving me more in an expense account, more of an auto allowance, more stock options. Compensation is not always dollars, black man. And yes, when you work in organizations, you know what real power is? Power ain't in paying you $150,000 a year. Power isn't paying you $110,000 a year, but you're responsible for 10 people. And you have ultimate higher fire authority. I'd rather have that. What? You take a $40,000 pay cut? You goddamn right to be responsible for $1 million in production. Let me paint this again. You're a $150,000 individual producer, or you take $110,000 and you're responsible for 10 people, and let's just give them a salary of $70,000. That's still $700,000. That's almost $750,000. That is 5 times more valuable than you are. 4 or 5 times more valuable than you are as an individual producer. I'd rather take that, cultivate them, and take them and make them producers and show their work and show what they can do, because then you can go from $110,000 to $200,000 as a director. This is the one thing black men fail at. My first job as a manager, I was horrible. Because all the matriarchal blue pill, beta male simp things came out of me because I was ill-equipped for leadership.
Respect. Boomers and Gen X are already moving out the way. They can't compete. Us millennials are 3/4 up that hill and we will become king.
That's the natural way. I was ill-equipped to be a manager because they gave me power and I got power drunk on the title. I didn't have the skills. I didn't do servant leadership. Guess what? Everyone is not responsible because I was the quote unquote leader they weren't following. I had to go learn how to become a leader, which meant I had to take a step back and follow again. I had to take a demotion. But guess what? When I took a demotion, and actually started working under one of the best managers, I was a different person because I wasn't just working to try to get what the fuck I wanted. I'm owed this and I'm entitled that. When I took a demotion, I became an excellent number 2.
I could use some sales training, so I paid $3,000 for a mentor.
There you go. I became a great number 2. And then it was time for me to be reinstituted as a manager. What do you think happened? My entire outlook on the relationship between me and the people I managed changed. I wasn't the boss. They weren't the slaves. I worked for them. I'm your manager. I work for you. What do you want out of this? How can I make it? I became a servant leader. And guess what? My people produced. We didn't learn this shit coming up. We learned we got to kill each other and the alpha dog and this and that. That's why black men conflict. You got to go learn this shit. Black men, great producers, but the barrier to entry, the cap on black men is managerial skills. You can't lead anybody. Look at the black manosphere, like it or not. There's a lot of beef. There's a lot of drama back and forth. We got more beef than collaboration. A lot of individual people can produce, make videos, get views, get super chats, but guess that's a lower level shit. Lower level shit. $500 this stream, $300 that stream. Somebody cracks $1,000 every now and then. I saw a Game of Thrones stream where somebody got $18,000 in contributions. And we over here talking about $300 or $400 like this some shit. What is a grumpy cat? I mean, they got channels with millions of subscribers and sponsors. I mean, goddamn, what are we doing, black men? And then the problems we sit around and talk about, black women don't do this, black women don't do that. Well, guess what? When we ain't doing nothing else except fucking and fighting, we need to get busy with our purpose. Yeah, I like to fuck just like anybody else, and I can damn sure fight. Yeah, very, very well. But I got other shit to do. OGs, stop talking. Actually, reach back. I go around the younger guys' streams all the time, and man, how you doing? Super chat, see what the young dudes are doing. Like, what's up? I'm over here. I could go on and on and on, but this is just a new version of a pro-black, a black professional class. I got to speak on this because I may not have time. Black felons, black men with a record. Let me tell you something. You are not locked out of this. One of the best things you can actually do is actually sit down with a professional and see how to present yourself in a way to get you a shot. 48 Laws of Power. I want to tell this story. How did I tell this story? It was a chapter in the 48 Laws of Power, basically talking about why you don't promote friends. Lincoln had, what was it, the cabinet of rivals. But excellent generals often would take over, defeat a war, and defeat their enemy. Natural law would say to kill the generals. But then you make enemies of a lot of the soldiers. But what if you actually take a general who was really against you and you actually converted him, you kept him on and you paid him his respect? Those enemy generals tended to be some of the most loyal in the new armies. Why am I saying this? You don't have to always defeat somebody. You can give them the respect they're due and let them work for you. Look, if you don't think that white men employ their white male felons, are you fucking kidding me? You know how many contractors I've met who are white who have extensive fucking records? But they're working for the local face man who has the Chamber of Commerce connections and the power brokers, but he's hired the dude that was a 3-time addict or whatever. And if you don't think that person is working for that dude, does quality work because he knows that he gave him a break. But it goes both ways. See, the white dude or the Hispanic dude who actually gets the break knows they got a break. They don't come in and think, you owe me more, man. We down because we skint. No. And yeah, I don't want to get too deep into this. And you don't have to remain an employee. Plenty of contractors who were convicts, or whether it's felony or just multiple arrests, go on to owning their own companies. It's an image question. And I've already demonstrated very, very well. Black men do not en masse value their image, understand the power of image. We're almost childlike in this subject. And it is the one tool that it is our kryptonite. It is like, you ever play a video game and, like Double Dragon. Double Dragon was an old school video game. No matter how big the boss was, you had your punch, your back fist, your kick, your this and that. But every game had a glitch. Every game had a glitch, Antonio. Every game. And if you're trying to fight the boss, you could use a cheap trick. Mortal Kombat, sweep kick, and it just takes off like 1/8 of damage. But you keep hitting them with the and eventually the biggest boss would fail. Double Dragon, it was the elbow. You could take down King fucking Kong in Double Dragon with the elbow. In Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero could sweep your ass to that, and it would make dudes so mad. They be playing with the best character, the biggest character, and they would do all these pretty spinning techniques. Next thing you know, you just, and next thing you know, the biggest motherfucker fall down. Black man, that's your image. People have been using, they've been elbowing you with your goddamn image since the birth of a nation. This shit ain't new, and you keep falling to it. What happens in Double Dragon when they actually took the elbow out? What happens in Mortal Kombat when Sub-Zero couldn't just keep on sweeping you? Guess what? You had to learn how to beat them. Next thing you know, they whooping your ass. Your image is that they have not had to even they haven't even had to improve their game, man. They ain't even trying to hide it anymore. And you got oh, in fact, Sub-Zero will get you every time with that goddamn, and it will piss him off, Antonio. Like, goddamn, man, I got all skills with Sub-Zero, but it was a glitch. Tecmo Bowl. I play with Chicago Bears. Cap Bosa would go over the middle. I just drop it in. Man, when I was a video gamer, big time video gamer, I would study the plays. I would study the schemes. I would study the movements. I would call it a Debo play. Every video game has a glitch, and it would be my fucking mission to find the glitch. In John Madden, I used to play a punt return defense. Why? Because I noticed that back in the days of computer program, that each person keyed on each individual person on the offense keyed on a defensive player. So I would take the punt returner and wedge him in between these two players, and the shit would just open up. And every time I'd sack the quarterback. To the point to where my boys are like, no more, we'd have to outlaw. I would make it my mission to find the glitch. Every video game, I make it my mission to play. I don't care. I'm playing punt return defense on the goal line. You couldn't beat me. Oh, you cheating? No, motherfucker, I'm ruthless. Amoral and pragmatic. I don't care what it looked like. I beat your fucking ass. Black men have to become ruthless, amoral, pragmatic. Do what it takes to win. Man, that's an old hoe shit, man. Ain't that right, Antonio? Antonio, is it what was it, Mr. Brian? Angelo? Ain't that right, Angelo? Oh, man, that's some hoe shit, man. Some hoe shit, man. That's some hoe shit, man. He got that hoe shit. And they walking their ass off and they lost their quarters. Man, some hoe shit, man. Some fucking hoe shit, man. Okay, next, bitch. Man, I'll play you, man. I'll play you, man. But none of that sweep shit, man. We got to keep this straight up, straight up. Motherfucker, in the real world, it's competition. The move is in the game, right? The move is in the game, right? Well, then if you play me, I am going to elbow your ass and sweep your ass. If I need to, yeah, I'll play you straight up, but you ain't going to beat me. I'm not above going to the fucking elbow. I'm not above going to the sweep. Bitch, if it's in the game, it's in the game. Call me whatever the fuck you want. Walking that way, that's some hoe shit. Yeah, hoe, you lost. And everybody laughing at you, and I'm still on the goddamn game. Black men, you some of the best video game players. You know what I'm talking about. Your image is the glitch in your game. Your image, your appearance, your behavior, your communication, and your digital footprint. A, B, C, D is your image. It is your glitch. It's why you keep falling to the whole shit. You keep falling to the elbow. You keep falling to the slide kick. That's why they keep your ass down here as meat. You're the wildebeest of the world. Wildebeest serve no function other than to be food. What happened if all of a sudden the wildebeest the next morning grew fucking long, piercing, them little horns? What if the wildebeest overnight actually had horns that had points on them? Some fucking claws, some fangs, still as ugly as fuck. You think as many wildebeest would die that day? Wild dogs and shit run up on the wildebeest like, oh, wait a minute, that looked a little different. Hyena run up on the wildebeest, whoa. Lions even run out there, whoa, oh, hey. What's up, man? I was just around here looking for something to eat, but you know, I mean, it's all good, dude. I mean, some pretty goddamn long claws you got there, man. What? And you got fangs too? And you got pointy horns? I mean, you still ugly as fuck with that beard, and you looking tasty. But you know what, man? I go over here and eat this fruit, man. Fucking with these niggas, man. I don't want that. I don't want that smoke. Ain't there some gazelles or some shit around here? What? You ain't seen no gazelles? I mean, you got a spare calf or some shit? You got anybody that's sick? I mean, I don't want no smoke, dude. I mean, cause now you got horns. Now you a threat. You know, I can't keep elbowing your ass. I can't keep sweeping you. So now you're a threat, Mr. Wildebeest. I mean, I know I'm the king of the jungle and all, roar with the mane and shit, but you know what? Ain't nobody ever punch back at me, man. I could probably still take you down, but them you might get me. So, you know, can you point me in the direction of somebody? Who you eating on? Oh, you eating grass? I ain't never tried no grass. I don't know, man. How it tastes, man? I mean, is it pretty good? The grass over here good? Okay. I ain't gonna fuck with your grass though. I mean, there's some more grass over here. Okay, man. What's up, man? Well, cool, man. Peace out to the family and shit. And he march his motherfucking lion ass on. Go back to the prime and like, where the wildebeest meet? I mean, the store was closed. What? The store was closed. All them fucking wildebeest you couldn't get. No, baby. See, what's up is we gonna become vegetarians now. What you mean we gonna try some new shit? I'm going healthy. I know I'm a lion. We got cubs and shit. But we gonna try some new shit. We gonna try new shit. We gonna go on the cleanse. Cause he don't want to fucking cause bullies hate to get hit back. They don't even want the threat of being hit back. Become a salesperson, become integrated in their organizations, become indispensable, give them able to hit them in the pocket. They don't like to get hit in the pocket. You can talk all the shit you want to about the Brads and Chads and little dick white boys and everything else, but hit them in the pocket. Or become part of their pocket. Next thing you know, they'll become a bunch of fucking grass-eating lions going back to their bitches like, hey, you know, we can eat meat once a month. We ain't got to eat meat every day. We'll figure it out, baby. We fish. Or some shit. Go back don't we have some shit in the refrigerator, some old wildebeest meat? I'm not gonna go fuck with this shit over here, man. Yeah, I could do it. Hold up. I don't got no other lions to go over here with. We can't team up and shit. We're going to figure some other shit out. Fellas, black men, we do that very well. That was very creative. I'm a funny dude, man. A lot of you guys don't realize I'm a pretty fucking funny dude. Pretty funny. Y'all see me in a suit all the time like, hey, yeah, I'm pretty fucking funny. Uh-huh. Black men, we have all that. We're quick-witted. All that shit. Use it to your advantage.
The ones that can't compete always find a way to complain about why they lose. Some say stuff like I wasn't even trying.
Oh, wildebeest meat. Yeah, they don't want no smoke. Learn how to use all of it to your advantage. All of it to your advantage. And I guarantee you this, more black men start being in these positions of power through our organizations, we wouldn't look at each other as competition as much. Look at it as cooperative. And I got to get up out of here. Remember, the elbow, the sweep, that's the glitch. That's your image. A new pro-black, new professional black. Power brokers, power players, power production. It always comes down to the money, man. It always comes down to the money. You don't save your way into success. You better learn how to become ruthless, amoral, pragmatic, and learn how to become offensive the right way. Power is there to be taken. How are you taking it? Ain't nobody gonna give you shit. You gotta take it. By any means necessary, use the glitch if you got to. Everybody else will. Because I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave. Some people are like, oh man, they're selling out this, that. They can tell you whatever they want to. But as you driving away in your Bentley or you driving away in your Benz or whatever it is to get you, whatever it is you like, driving onto your own property, your own stuff, and they sitting over there talking shit, you go on that way. Go on, do what you're going to do. Go build what you're going to build. And then you don't go back over there and holler at them. You send security over there to them, or you build a business and employ them. One of the best ways to turn people who talk shit about you into biggest advocates, give them a job. They on the corner. All right, go build some shit on that corner and give them a job. They got to work for somebody. Might as well work for you. They wouldn't work well for you. Put a face in it that they can fuck with. Yeah, put a face in it they can fuck with. Time to take the handcuffs off, black men. Because everybody else is out here is getting it. You're in a capitalist country. Capitalism, power. It's not in talking. It's not in being owed. Can you imagine what would happen to the reparations argument? If you're pro reparations, can you imagine what would happen to the reparations argument? If we even had 10% of black men becoming corporate salespeople, and you're actually tied into locusts of power at the city, state, and national level in organizations. The money, the amount of social power, the amount of political power you could muster to apply onto that argument, and what would happen? Ooh, what was the biggest problem with reparations? Like, oh, them niggas wouldn't know what to do if they got it.
Eat what you kill. Raised fist.
Oh, thank you, man. All them niggas wouldn't know what to do with reparations if they got it, man. They just, and then all of a sudden you got 10% of black men in actual sales. And they're learning how, then what they going, because all you need is a tipping point of 10%. 10% is all you need. 10%. You need 100%, 10. 10%. All right, fellas. Again, it's no diss, no shots to anybody on the pro-black side, B1, or any of that. I think I made that pretty clear. I don't want any bullshit in my comment section, insulting anybody's movements. You know, like you said, you already know this video is not going to make a damn dime on YouTube. This will pretty much wrap up what let me go ahead and make this announcement. When I say I'm not going to talk about race and things like it, guys, I'm an image consultant. I'm not an image consultant for black men. I'm an image consultant. I'm a lifestyle coach. Life coach, style coach, corporate image consultant, personal image consultant. I am a black man though. So even though I may not put black in the title, I should not have to tell you or anybody that I'm still black. When I went to work in corporate America, I realized I was representing all black men. I didn't shy away from that. But when they started talking race and everything else, I didn't allow them to use it as the wedge issue to divide. I played them like they tried to play me. How many of you watch it? I've said it on my YouTube, on my Instagram, not Instagram, but Patreon. Black people, we are too black and white with our religious compass. We need to become more gray. That's why I wore gray today. The world ain't black and white. It's gray. It's that fucking elbow. It's that sweep. If it's in a game, use it. Use it. We look good in suits. Use it. Become gray, like gray Jedis. Use the light, the light side of the force, the dark side of the force. Win. If I had a mascot, somebody that a lot of people are familiar with, Game of Thrones, Tywin Lannister, how he played the Game of Thrones up until the time he went to the toilet. Everything before the toilet, man. The toilet in Tywin Lannister is like Jordan at the Wizards. There's Jordan at the Wizards. His Wizard years didn't exist as far as I'm concerned. Jordan and the Wizards didn't exist. So Tywin Lannister, from the toilet on, didn't exist. From everything on back, Tywin Lannister was never king. He was the hand of the king. He was the most powerful man in all of Westeros, the most feared man in all of Westeros. No one wanted to fuck with the Lannisters. And Tywin would do whatever it took to win. The Red Wedding, you broke noble rules. He's like, motherfucker, all our enemies just there at one time. Whatever. They gotta go. Tywin Lannister. Study men of power. Ruthless men. Study them. Because understand something, black men. You're not a threat. You're a wildebeest. But when you start going on up the line, you become something to be contended with. When you start making these moves, you're going to get opposition because that's their power. They're going to fight back. You make it to where they are better off with you than without you. 48 Laws of Power would be our Bible. I said this on Patreon. I'll say it over here. So my CIA guys, competent and intelligent and assertive, 48 Laws of Power is our daily Bible. No sacrilege meant. It's our daily Bible. We are gray. Gray is our color. And Tywin Lannister would be the fucking mask because of the way he's moving. Whatever it takes. I see Dan Pinions. I see Gary Vaynerchuk. I see men who curse every day on YouTube, get millions of subscribers and all kind of potential. There's a way to do it though. Complaints we have as black men are not taken seriously because we complain impotently. We complain lacking power. White men complain all day. Other groups of men complain all day, but they have power in which to do something about the complaints. In a capitalistic society, we can actually level the scales better than anybody else in the world. And whether you like capitalism or not, it's the best we've come up with to date. Play the goddamn game it is. Go back and play 1992 John Madden football and you will see a big difference between, later versions. But it's still just as fun. There's a way to win in 92. There's a way to win in 2017. Don't complain that the game changed. Don't complain that it got harder. Get better. This will be the last time I address black anything in the title. Gentlemen, I think you understand why. If you're a patron, thank you to all the patrons. They have made this possible for me to actually address a lot of the topics and things. That doesn't mean I'm all of a sudden gonna get up here and start pancakes tap dancing either. Do me a favor. Don't do like we did Deion Cole. Soon as the brother wears something you don't like or you see something you like, you just turn your back on it. Black men, let me say this. I went off last night and I'm still going to put the video back up. But we got to stop. Black men, we got to stick together. We can't do what we did to Deion Cole and just throw him out because the brother wore some bell bottoms. 47 years on this planet and a career, and we just savaged him because he did one thing. Shut up. Just don't say nothing. No other group tears their men down. And we can't get mad at him. We can't. You can't throw out people because you'll be one to be thrown out. Your time will come. You may not understand some of the moves being made. But black men have to continue to evolve and stay competitive and make moves that you as a commenter, follower, or subscriber may not understand or agree with. But understand this. On this side, it's a business. You have the luxury of being able to make judgments from an armchair that coaches on the field or people in the game don't have. Black men, pro-black, professional black men are in the game. Stop judging the people in the game by people who are in the stands. Support your team. That's all you do, support your team. Till next time. Talk at you later.